Hello everyone, I'm back almost 1 month after the final. Hope you're all well. I always like to try and carry on making videos after May, between May and November, December, whenever the Eurovision season begins. And I have done some Q&A videos in the past. I think I've done one or two, and I wanted to do another one. And this one is going to be a 1,000 subscriber celebration. So thank you to everyone who sent me questions, some really good ones. Might take a while because there's quite a lot to talk about, so I should probably just get into it and make a start. So I have a very good and very important question from a YouTuber that I follow, and I'm sure lots of you follow as well. Rachel, she's got really good videos. Go and check them out, and go and check out her piano covers as well. They're really good, very talented. And this is something that I was thinking of talking about in a whole video because there's a lot to talk about. So hopefully now I can condense it into a few minutes, but I'm really glad that somebody has brought this up because I did want to talk about this. And it's about the UK, of course. Are you excited for the UK next year? And do you think the BBC and tap music will continue a good result? Or do you think we'll go back to our old ways? Well, that's it. Again, that is the perfect question, something that we're all thinking about, especially UK fans. Well, first of all, I think all UK fans are still kind of on a high after what happened, and we still can't really believe what actually happened. Sometimes you stop and you remember, oh, we actually came second at Eurovision with over 400 points. We won the jury vote very well in the televote, and to actually be in the top two, final two countries at the end on that split screen with Ukraine, it's just not what we're used to. So it still feels like a dream. Yeah, still very surreal with how well this has actually turned out. And you think of the immediate after effect, the aftermath of Sam Ryder and what he's done and how popular he's become. He got to number 2 in the charts, which is something that doesn't usually happen with our Eurovision entries at all. So that's a record as well. He performed at the Jubilee in Buckingham Palace, or outside Buckingham Palace, the other day, and that performance is absolutely brilliant. If you haven't seen that, you really should watch that. It's even bigger and even more than the Eurovision performance. So what's happening with Sam is, well, actually, it kind of reminds me of what happened with Måneskin immediately after they won. Maybe not as much as that, maybe not as big as that, but it kind of does make me think of that because you think of how much they did immediately after they won and how popular they became, and it kind of is quite similar with Sam in our country. Maybe not as much as that, but he is doing very well at the moment. So yeah, it is going very well for him. And I think most importantly, we've done what we wanted to do and what Sam wanted to do. We wanted to change people's opinions and perception on the UK and to show that we do care and that we can do it. And we've done that. That's what we've done. So let's hope we continue to do that. And in terms of what happens now, what comes next, well, if I'm being honest, if I have to say how I feel, I have to be honest, I'm kind of feeling as if, and I'm sure lots of other people out there know what I mean and probably feel the same way. There is a part of me that thinks this has been so amazing and so perfect that can that really happen again? Has this just been a one-off, a once in a lifetime moment that we're just not going to repeat again? You know, can we really get better than Sam Ryder? Obviously, of course, I hope we can, but I just can't help but feel I don't want to get my hopes up too much. And I just think, can we really get even better than that? We had the perfect package, everything came together so well. So let's hope that one day soon, again, over the next few years, that can happen again with another artist. Hopefully, I've seen a lot of people say, a lot of Dutch fans say as well, that this is very similar, or it could be very similar to what happened to the Netherlands. 2013, they had their a nuke moment where before that they were not doing very well at all. I can't even think of any Dutch entries in the early 2000s. And then 2013, they had a nuke. 2014, you know, they kept going. And then 2019, they won with Duncan Lawrence. And I have seen a lot of people say that hopefully for the UK, this could be our a nuke Dutch moment. Hopefully, you know, that would be amazing. But also, you can get countries that do very well, maybe, you know, 2 years in a row, like Switzerland, and then they go downhill again. So, you know, it could happen. You know, as much as I would love this to be the birth of a new age for us, and hopefully it is, we don't know that yet. You know, it could go downhill again, but also I feel like hopefully it won't because tap music, people who were in charge of our entry this year and they're continuing to be in charge as well. They did actually say they came out with a statement a day or two after the final, and they said themselves that they don't want this to be a one-off moment. They want to, you know, actually be back in the game and be back in the competition. And they've said that they want to win in the next few years. So that does really reassure you and it does make you positive and it makes you think that we are hopefully back in the game and we will carry on and hopefully keep getting top 10, top 5, maybe even win at some point. I'm not saying, you know, I'm not thinking we're going to be the next Italy because you just don't know. But that is what we want to do, and hopefully it will happen. Sam Ryder himself has encouraged people to come forward and take part. So surely there must be people out there that have been inspired by him and want to do it. So yeah, it is looking positive, and I think tap music is definitely the way to go because they've done so well this year with Sam, and it looks like they do want to continue putting in the effort and really being involved in the competition and continuing to do well and really take it seriously. So let's hope that happens. It's funny actually how this year I was nervous because of how badly we did the year before. And now I'm nervous for next year because of how well we've done now. And you want that to carry on. So yeah, I am nervous for next year because I'm hoping it won't just go downhill. Um, but yeah, hopefully tap music are really going to continue with this. Let's keep it up. It's already been such a huge turnaround just in this one year. And let's hope that turnaround, that glow up continues. So we'll wait and see. So thank you, Rachel, for that question. Hope it wasn't too long, but it is quite a big topic to talk about. And any UK fans out there, let me know what you think. Are you like me and feeling kind of cautious and don't want to get your hopes up too much? Or do you really think, you know, that's it? This is going to happen. We are going to win at some point in the next few years, hopefully. Do you think that Sam Ryder was the peak for us? Hopefully not. Hopefully this amazing moment will happen again for a completely different artist, but we'll see. Um, Looking forward to seeing what happens, but at least we've always got this memory. Even if we do badly next year, at least we've got this memory of what happened this year, and now we know that we can put the effort in and we can do well and we can take it seriously. So at least we know that we have changed, we have turned things around. So yeah, it is looking positive. So let's move on to another question. I could go on forever. So the next one is from Rokas from Lithuania. So we're talking about Monica and Lithuania in general. Um, so you're very proud of what Monica achieved this year. Yeah, you should be. I mean, 93 televote points is really good. More than I expected, but in a good way, in a pleasantly surprising way. That is good. I think, was it 14th? They ended up coming in the end, Lithuania, 14th, 13th, something like that. I can't remember, but really good. For 28 years, nobody heard any song in the Lithuanian language, and after years of waiting, the moment finally came. Yeah, and that's good. And this year was a good year for different languages. We had Lithuanian, Dutch, Icelandic, Breton. And I remember after last year, that is what we wanted. After that top three in the final last year, we wanted these languages to continue. And we definitely got that this year and even more. So that's good. Hope that continues as well. You still remember people saying Monica wasn't a good choice or wasn't the best choice for Eurovision, and people said that she wouldn't make the final. Yes, I do remember that, and to be honest, Monica wasn't my favourite in the national final. My favourite was Ruta Loop, and Sentiment I wasn't a fan of at first. Definitely not, because it's not really my type of music. But I do definitely mean this, and I think I have said this in videos before, that song did really grow on me over time. It grew on me quite a lot, actually, and I do like it now a lot more. I think it's Monica's personality and charisma as well. She's got a good stage presence. I think that came across quite well as well. So it did grow on me in the end. And I will say that I wasn't always sure if she would make the final. I always thought it was kind of like a borderline qualifier. Um, but in the end, she did even better than I thought she would do. So well done. What do I think about Lithuanian performers over the years in Eurovision? Well, my favourite Lithuanian representative is definitely The Roop. Both of their songs, I think, On Fire in 2020, if it did go ahead, would have done very well. And Discotheque, I like even more. So, yeah, they really are my favourite Lithuanian artist. And you think that they might come back for the third time? Maybe. I mean, people don't usually come back three times, I don't think. I think it's usually twice that people are more likely to come back, maybe not so much three times. But I think in the past, somebody has come back three times. I just can't remember. Um, so yeah, they are the standouts for me, definitely. Somebody that isn't mentioned in your comment, for me, before the Roop, my favourite was Aiva from 2018. Because I think that song was really elevated live. There's something about that live performance, her voice, the way she sings it. I really like her voice, and I think the live performance is a lot better than the studio version. And yeah, I just remember seeing it live and hearing it live, and it really elevated it for me. And she did do quite well in the end. So my favourite is The Roop. Before that, it was Aiva, but now it is definitely The Roop. I will say, when I watched the national final this year, Loop with Call Me From the Cold, I really love that, and I still do, actually. I still listen to her song. So maybe if she comes back again, I know she has done it before, but maybe Loop could be one to watch in the future. But I look forward to whatever Lithuania could do next. I think they could be on to something, Lithuania. They do have some interesting entries, so we'll see. So next up is from a friend of mine, Georgia. Hello. And she says, what country surprised you the most this year? So something that you thought would do better than it did, or a song that you didn't think you would like, but you did. I suppose there's lots of different ways you can be surprised by something in Eurovision. In terms of the actual voting, the results, a lot of surprises happened. Definitely Fuleng, France doing so badly. I really did not think that France would be in the bottom 5. Really disappointing, big shame. I mean, I never thought they would be, top 10 or anything, but bottom 5, second from last. Yeah, that is a shame. A surprise for me is Serbia being in the top 5, coming 5th. I did not think that would happen. I do understand why it got people's attention, why it stood out so much. Definitely, especially all those ballads that we had, it did stand out a lot. But I never thought it would be top 5 in the final. Did not expect that. There's also things that surprised me in a disappointing way, like Switzerland doing so well for 2 years in a row with Luca Hänni and then John's Tears. And then they came in with Marius Beer, Boys Do Cry. And I just got this feeling that they've just given up. They've done so well. They had this huge build up. And I think people thought, oh, Switzerland could end up being like a front runner. But then this year, they just kind of dropped. And it's like the effort just kind of went. I don't want to make it sound like I think Boys Do Cry is the worst song in the world, but it is a step down. So yeah, I was surprised that Switzerland took that direction. And then another thing for me is Albania, because Sekret, that song I love. It's like my favourite Albanian entry, or definitely a contender to be my favourite Albanian entry ever. But I was just so disappointed with what happened and how it all just fell apart and went completely wrong with the staging, the whole performance in general. They had such a good song, and then I just don't understand why they took that direction with the staging when they could have done something so much more. I mean, the performance in the national final was better than the Eurovision performance, so it is a shame that they took that direction with it and just completely messed the whole thing up and didn't qualify. So yeah, that is a shame, definitely. In terms of something I didn't think I would like but ended up liking, I would say Die Together, Amanda Tenfield, because for some reason, I don't even know why, I thought I would find it boring. Before the song came out, I just had this feeling, is it going to be like LCB, Death of Us, Melody Grand Prix kind of ballad, and I would find it boring. But I actually do really like it. I don't know why I thought I wouldn't, but I do like Die Together now. Also, maybe De Diepte from the Netherlands. It's not that I didn't think I would like it, but I'm not used to hearing Dutch music, so I didn't know what I would think of it. And the first time I heard De Diepte, I wasn't sure in my reaction video. But then the second time I heard it and the more I listened to it, I grew to absolutely love it. And it's now like my favorite Dutch entry, or like my second favorite Dutch entry ever. I absolutely love it. And I'll continue to listen to Esteen's music. So that could be another example as well. Also, maybe Portugal, Saudade, because I don't usually like Portuguese entries, but this one again, I absolutely love, and that is probably my favourite Portuguese entry ever. So, yeah, maybe there has been a few surprises, but also in general, for everyone, I think the UK and Spain have given us the biggest surprise because comparing it to what usually happens, UK and Spain normally at the bottom and now both at the top together. So maybe in general, that's the biggest surprise for all of us. So the final two questions are from Sarah. So first of all, what Eurovision year, either before you were born or before you started becoming a fan of the contest, would you have liked to attend? Well, first of all, I'm kind of not really answering the question, but first of all, I would have loved to attend Turin this year because I did have plans to go to Turin, but unfortunately those plans failed, but not my fault, not by my choice. So I would have liked to go because one of the reasons why is because my country did so well. So it would have been really good to be there and to watch us having the 12 points and to be in the atmosphere. But watching it from TV, that's brilliant as well. It doesn't matter where you're watching it, it's still good to watch it on TV. But yeah, it would have been nice to have that moment with other UK fans and other fans enjoying our entry for a change and to be in that atmosphere. Um, but I'd love to attend one day, definitely. That's like my ultimate dream, especially being in the arena as well. I would have liked to go to 2014 in Copenhagen because I'd like to go to Copenhagen in general, and I think that was a good year for quality of songs and the whole staging as well. I thought was really good, so I would have liked to go there. 2016, of course, Stockholm, because I really love to go to Stockholm in general, and that was a good show. It's known for being quite an iconic year with the music, the interval acts. It was the first year that the new voting came in, so yeah, that was a good year to have gone to, I imagine. I'm not sure about before I was born, because it was completely different back then. It was a whole different experience. Um, I was born in 1995, 1997. I know it's not before I was born, but that was the last time the UK won. So being there would have been quite cool to experience that. Um, but yeah, there's a lot I would have liked to go to, and hopefully one day I will. And the final question, who from this year would you like to see come back again? Good question. Well, I've noticed a lot of people saying that they'd love Sam Ryder to come back. Um, Maybe not so much actually represent us again. I don't know if he needs to do that, but it would be nice for him to be involved in some way, even, to be in the semi-finals commentating, or even to like help out or mentor the next act. I imagine he probably will be involved in some way. I can see it happening. Because he's so popular and such a nice person, and we all really like him now. We want to like hang on to him. So I hope he does stick around to help out in some way. Um, but him representing us again would be amazing because his other music is just as good as Spaceman. I'm a fan of his other songs. I'd really recommend listening to More and Tiny Riot. Those are really good songs, and he's got an album coming out in October as well, so I can't wait for that. Somebody I would like to come back, and I know that Georgia, who gave a question earlier, she would definitely agree with me on this. I'd like Siki Zeni from Latvia to come back, and I think lots of people would. And the reason why, first of all, their personality, what they've done this year, the content they've given us, the interaction. They just seem like really fun people, City just really fun to be around. The same as Subwoofer as well, actually. The content they've given us has been amazing, entertaining. Yeah, City I think, would just be fun to have back. And they've got other songs in Latvian as well, which are good. So yeah, I can definitely imagine City maybe wanting to come back with a different song, a new song. I think people would like that as well because they were just really fun and really positive, and they were just very involved and very present in the moment. And they are good performers as well, City Zeni, so I can definitely see them coming back with something for Latvia, and maybe they will. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'd like to know your thoughts as well. Who would you like to come back from this year, if anyone? Um, so yeah, and that is it. That is all the questions. It does take a long time to get through them because there's so much to talk about, but that's good. That's how I like it. So apologies for the long video. I imagine it was quite a long video, especially that first UK question as well. There's a lot to talk about there. So thank you everyone for sending me questions, and I'd love to know your thoughts on what we've talked about, what you think, what your opinions are. And I'll definitely keep doing Q&A videos every year. Keep going, there's always new things to talk about. So thank you for getting involved, and there will definitely be new videos coming up soon. You'll notice how I didn't do a top 40 video this year, which I normally always do since I've had my channel. But I didn't do a top 40 video this year because I just found it so difficult to rank the songs because I like so many of them so much. And I always do a top 40 after the show as well, after the final. And I have a feeling I might have put, if I was to do it, I would probably put the UK first, and then people would just be like, oh, of course you put the UK first. So I just thought, you know what, I just won't do it this year. I just won't do a ranking because I never finished my ranking because it changed all the time. So yeah, that was something different that I didn't do this year, but maybe next year I might have like a very clear, specific favourite like I did with Måneskin, and maybe I'll find it easier to rank because I only have one favourite, but this year I had like 5 favourites. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens with that. So thank you very much for watching and getting involved, and I will definitely be back with more videos very soon over the next few months before 2023 begins. So I shall see you very, very soon. Oh, and that is Sebastian. Say hello. So thank you everyone. Enjoy life. Bye.